This is the GCSE paper number 2 of recycling chapter. The recycling chapter is one of the most important chapter which comes in your exams. So they're saying that a copper can be obtained by recycling scrap copper wire, right? It's a very good way by which we do it, right? Now, here what happens is that the copper wire needs insulation, right? Insulation. And if you take polybutene, the polybutene does not conduct electricity because all the electrons are there in a covalent bond, not capable to carry the electricity, right? So if you see electricity can be carried by two ways. One, you need free ions or free electrons, right? So this bit is very important. Either you need free ions or free electrons. So if you take polybutene, it's a covalent compound, right? It's a covalent bond. So all the electrons are already there in a covalent bond, not free to conduct electricity. So it's a insulation, polybutene. Now, they're saying to suggest why the polybutene insulation must be removed from scrap wire before the copper is recycled. The answer to is this, that we have got a very important point, that we have to get copper, right? We have to get copper. When you are keeping the copper, when you keeping the butane insulation, right? It will be giving a mixture, right? We get a mixture. So polybutene, if you take, that will be a mixture, right? Isn't it? So that's the reason we have to remove the polybutene insulation from the copper wire, right? Describe how scrap copper wire can be recycled to make new copper water pipes, right? So this bit also is very important, right? To fine. So we learned in the last part that yes, copper can be recycled, right? We have to remove the polybutene insulation, otherwise it will contaminate this copper, right? And that's the reason we won't get 100% pure copper, right? So how do you recycle it? See, polybutene or polyethylene, right? Insulations, whatever is there. We do what? We heat it, right? We burn it, right? When we burn it or heat it, what happens? The polybutene, right? That gets burnt away, right? If we take any organic compounds, right? CXHYOZ, in presence of oxygen, it gives you carbon dioxide plus water directly, right? So all the polybutene will be converted to carbon dioxide and water, and we can get the copper wires. After this, what you have to do, you have to melt the copper, all the copper wires, you have to melt it, right? Melt it, and we can remold it. We have to remold it, and after that, we can make new copper water pipes. So that's the way we can do this part, right? Thank you. So now this is a very important question which comes, that state two reasons why recycling scrap copper is more sustainable. We have to understand the word sustainability. Sustainability is what? Sustainability is the process by which whatever doing today, that does not harm the future generation, right? So sustainable means that, see, copper, it comes from the ore, right? We have got the ores which are there, but ores are limited, right? They are non-renewable, right? It's fixed. So if we do not recycle any metal, right? Metal recycling means other than copper, right? All other recycling is very important, right? That's a very important part we have to also. So we know that if we see that if we recycle any metal, that really saves the ores, right? For the future generation. First, second, mining involves huge amount of pollution. Dust pollution is there, water pollution is there. So it saves the environment from getting polluted. Number three, mining process uses huge amount of energy, right? Mainly electricity, right? But means you have to use heavy machineries, right? You have to use the machines which is run on electricity and petrol, right? So that's also very important. We save energy. We save the energy so that we can use it for the future generation. So energy is also saved, right? So this is very important. Fourth is what? During mining, what happens? There's a lot of waste which is accumulated, right? So if you don't mine, if you reduce mining, that will be helping us to save the ores for the future generation. Pollution will be avoided, energy will be totally saved, and waste collection will also be reducing, right? So recycling is a very important portion. We have to understand that we have to do for any metals, right? Suppose you have seen that while we travel to London, right, there's a huge scrapyard of iron, right? Iron, aluminum, right? So that is a very good way process, but it's a labor intensive, right? But it, yes, it saves the mother earth in all the processes. That's a recycling help us, right?